local government and grassroots leadership. The local government is supposed to be the closest to the people, but in many parts of Nigeria, it remains the weakest link in governance. With ongoing calls for full autonomy and better funding, the big question remains, can local councils truly deliver when given the tools and the trust? In Lagos, the just concluded local government elections have once again raised these questions. The APC swept all 57 chairmanship seats and nearly every councillorship position. In Kusaf, the story wasn't different. But beyond the numbers and party dominance, the real test lies in leadership, delivery, and community impact. Tonight on Beyond the Headlines, we turn that spotlight on Kusaf local government area in Lagos, where my guest, Ogunlewe, has just been re-elected as executive chairman. He emerged unopposed in the primaries, led his party to yet another clean victory. But what does this second term hold? What lessons from his first time will shape the next 4 years? And what does the Kusaf experience say about the future of grassroots leadership in Nigeria? Alaga, you're welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Nifemi.
Congratulations on your re-election.
Thank you.
You ran unopposed at the APC primary. I'm told that some of the guys had to withdraw, to support your candidacy. Walk us through what happened behind the scenes.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. And that wasn't true. I had a candidate that contested against me.
Just one?
The primary, just one.
Okay.
And then I defeated him 26-0, and that was it. So it wasn't, that wasn't true. That wasn't true. I was not opposed. I was not unopposed.
At 26-0, perhaps I get where the unopposed is coming from. But APC went on to, win every chairmanship seat in that election, and all but one councillorship seat that went to the PDP.
Yeah,
what do you think this says about your party's strength at the grassroots, especially considering that you lost the presidential election in 2023?
Yes, as you can see, we're just, it was like a test run for us, getting us prepared for the 2027 election. And for me, as far as I'm concerned, the 2023 election was an eye-opener for the All Progressive Congress in Lagos. And we're working tirelessly to make sure that in 2027 we win with a lot of margin for the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Would you say this is an endorsement for the APC at the federal level, or people voted based on the performance of grassroots leadership?
No, you can see what's going on. There's a lot of competition amongst the local government chairmen in Lagos, to be precise, and the most important thing is for us to deliver. We must give back to the grassroots, and that's what we're doing. So for me, I think it was well done. It was well done for us to have recorded those numbers of votes, but we are not relying on that at all. As I said clearly, it's an eye opener for us. We are going to work on that and also make sure that we deliver massive votes for the president come 2027.
Are you concerned about the turnout of that particular election? Because some have said it points out to just how democratic that process was to prefer or to present a free and fair platform for everyone who wanted to be chairman.
Yeah, it was free and fair. People came out, voted, and then, as I said, we are not relying on the results at all. We are going to work on it as much as we can and get ready for the 2027 election, as I said earlier.
You recently tweeted, "Nothing do my shoulder." I just remember saying, "Now me do 40 roads in 4 years." That's a bold claim. Break that down for us. How many of these roads were new? How many were rehabilitated?
Yeah, they're there. Roju Avenue is there, Jota. That's very long, about 600 meters. That's an iconic project. I think it was last constructed in the days of Jack Conde, so I did that. A lot of those roads, yeah, they're not. About 35 of them are newly constructed. Then about 5 of them were just rehabilitated.
So interestingly, not every chairman across board in the country, execute projects like this. And again, it brings to mind the question of how fully autonomous are the local governments as we speak?
Well, in Lagos, for me, the governor never tampers with our money, and that's why we can do so much.
The funds come to you directly?
No, the funds doesn't come to us directly. But when the funds hit the account, there's a jack meeting, and then they give us our money, and that's why we can do so much. If I don't have enough money, I won't be able to construct close to about 40 roads. I've built schools, given out transformers, so many other things. So Lagos has been autonomous even before the LG autonomy. And for me, I think all other states should also copy what Lagos is doing, as far as I'm concerned. The local government chairman in Lagos are doing so well. As I said earlier, there are a lot of competition amongst us, and that's how it's going to be. For the next 4 years, there's still going to be a lot of competition amongst us.
Give us some clarity as to that. Are you saying that the Lagos state government doesn't tamper at all with the funds for the local government? It comes to you as it is? It
doesn't come to us directly, right? There's a joint account, joint and local government account, as I said earlier. But as long as far as whenever the money hits the account, they call for a jack meeting and it's shared accordingly.
But you got the exact you get the exact figures.
Of course.
Your critics say that many of these roads don't last. How do you respond to people who say it's quantity over quality?
Which one of them?
Well, I don't know. I'm just...
Which one of the roads? There are roads that have constructed for over 4 years and they're still there. And then, some of these things that we're trying to make sure that it doesn't happen is mechanics working on the road. Engine oil and asphalt does not work together, no matter what you say about that. And that's what we're trying to push out to the public now, right? There's no road that I've constructed in the last 4 years that has been bad. If there's anyone, they should bring it out. I'm sure of myself.
Some have accused you of being high-handed, following your clampdown on roadside mechanics. What's really driving this policy? And do you believe that, do you think your constituents understand and support this crackdown?
Well, for me, they don't need to understand. What I need to do is to do more of an engagement with them. As you just raised the question of some are saying the roads are substandard, right? And you cannot see or you cannot spend so much money on roads and you see mechanics on those roads and then if you expect me to just drive past. It's your money, it's taxpayers' money, and I must defend it, and I would continue to defend that at any level. I was driving past one of the roads that I constructed in Ifako, Paulo Dulaja stroke Ibrahim Onoshoku, and I saw a roadside mechanic repairing a car on the road. It's totally bad. You can push those cars to the mechanic workshops. There are mechanic workshops around the corner. Push it there and do your work. Yes, you can change your tires, but when you start walking on the road, I don't think that's right.
What's the enforcement and compliance like?
So there's a law already. There's a bylaw at the local government. That is, we're trying to look at that as well. And then, as I said, we need to just engage as much as we can. We're not saying if your car is bad, then you can, but just try and as much as push it to the road mechanic or push it somewhere, maybe somewhere on the, but not on the road. No, it's also an obstruction on the road as well. So and then if you go to a part in Antony Mende as well, you will see stacking of sand and also stones on the road. The road is narrow. Anything can happen. There could be emergency. There could be anything. And at the end of the day, everybody will say it's the government. So for me, we'll continue to do as much as we can, engage the people, and then and we'll take it up from there.
They say Lagos now has a reputation of being one of the dirtiest cities in Nigeria. I know you're following all the updates online. In Kusaf, what precisely are you doing, and how do you think local government needs to change that narrative? What do you think the problem is? Because the perception is that Lagos used to be neater than it is right now.
First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Governor and also the Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Tokumo. He's doing a great job. And it still also boils down to the local government to also assist in all those things, because everything is about the local government. And for us as a local government, we've set up a committee already on that to see how we can also invite the CDAs and also see how we can engage our people and tell them that the debts and all these things, we can see how we can sort that out. Yes, there's been a trending aspect of this issue of Lagos is dirty and all sorts, but I don't think it's as bad as how it's been proclaimed. But for me, we'll continue to do our best as a local government.
I think it's actually as bad. There was a day, and I'm going to tell you something. I had a road trip to Ghana. It was a few months ago. And the moment we drove into Lagos, I was in shock. Right at the middle of a major road, heaps of refuse. I was like, no, this can't be the Lagos. Somebody should pinch me and wake me up. Do you think you are getting as much collaboration with your constituents. Precisely, have you been able to identify what you think the challenge is? Is it that we don't have structures again to clear this refuse?
We do have structures. We do have structures. For example, in my local government, we have close to about 6 environmental trucks that work. And then at night, I see them work as well. But my problem with that is some of those deaths are actually done by people that live on the roadside, right, on the main road. And then that's why I say we need to engage them to tell them these are the things or these are the necessary steps you need to take. But for me, I don't think it's as bad as how you're painting. There might be some parts of Lagos. I'm talking about my own local government. As I said earlier, I would like to thank the Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Tokumowa. He's doing a great job. And then we'll collaborate and take it up from there. But
well, he will have to do a greater job, in my opinion. Well, you know, you are the politician. I'm the journalist.
No, I'm not.
I have to tell you what I see.
It has nothing to do with politics. I'll say it the way it is, right?
Yeah.
I'll say it the way it is. Trust me. I'll say it the way it is.
So let us take a short break, and when we return, we'll touch on security and a few other things. Stay with us, everyone. Thanks for staying with us, everyone. I'm here with the Executive Chairman of Kusaf Local Government Area, Honorable Ogunlewe. Thank you so much for staying the course on the program.
Thank you.
So you've recently donated some vehicles to the police, even Christian organizations and Muslim organizations and whatever. I'm wondering, what's the thinking behind this? What are you trying to achieve? Is it about visibility? Is it PR? What's the real impact you're hoping this will bring to the community?
It has nothing to do with PR. We normally do peace and security meetings, and then they requested for it, and I decided to do it, to donate it for them. The Lagos State government has also donated some few trucks to them as well. So it's about security, and security is number one priority of any government, and that's why we have to. For the issue of the CAN and also the Muslim society, they requested for them. And then their request was for them to move from one point to another. So as a government, why not? That's why we are there. I'll continue to do my best for them.
How do you now ensure that these assets are put to proper use and are not just symbolic? Because I believe your constituents will want value for, disbursements like that.
Of course. The CDA is also part of the government. They are the fourth tier of government. The religious associations too are also part of the government. And our next step is also to buy school buses for the kids as well, to pick them from one point to another. So the government is for everybody. It's for everybody. And accountability is also very important. And as you can see, for the security guards, the police and also the area, the police stations and also the area command as well, they requested for those vehicles. And I think it's helping them. I was with the Commissioner of Police about 2-3 days ago at the inauguration, and I said, Oga, sorry, did you see the security trucks I bought for? He said, yes, that they brought it to their office to show it to them. So you see, whatever we are doing is transparent and people are seeing it. It's not their vehicle. It's the vehicle of the community to move around quickly as possible.
Beyond supporting them in that way, what is the engagement like between local government and security agencies? As
I said earlier, we normally hold security meetings every month to discuss issues of security within the local government. And that's where we communicate as much as we can. And most of those things, it stays in that meeting. And that's how you can see Koshofe is one of the safest places now. You can ask people that live within Koshofe. And it's about work. It's about the work we're doing. It's about the work we're doing. We'll continue to do our best.
We put this out for our viewers, and one ex-user, said, bring Koshofe football back. That clearly touched a nerve. Are you planning to invest in grassroots sports or revive community leagues?
We've been doing that, so I was wondering where that came from. Every December, we host football within the community, and it's always very, very huge. And they go on with a lot of funds. The first, second, and third always we give them some money after the event. So I don't know where that is coming from. Maybe he wants a regular thing, but I'll look into it. But I don't think that is possible. It's always every December. And I think this is our third edition also.
One of the biggest concerns people have with granting full autonomy to local governments is the fear of unchecked spending. Walk us through the specific checks and balances that you have in place in Kusaf, for instance, to ensure that funds are used transparently and in line with due process?
The chairman of a local government just approves. There's a proper process of how it works. A local government chairman has no rights to any funds without the management, without his ESCO, and also without the legislative arm. So I don't know where that is coming from. It's a proper system that works. You know, people just say those things from the outside, and it's not the way it's been said. What it is there's a proper system. I'm not an engineer. I don't do roads. I don't do all those things. The engineer of the council goes to whichever sites, does his measurement, does everything, and then prepares the bill. So how do you get involved? It's proper process. It's not. The chairman doesn't even sign checks. So you know.
But how open is this financial system to public scrutiny?
There's bidding. You bid for those projects. You advertise on the newspapers before you embark on any project. You cannot just jump on any road and then also the House of Assembly also checks. The external auditor also checks. So there's a lot of checks, a lot. And also you're also advised to also make sure that whenever you're doing a project, advertise it properly to the public, and that's it. So there's proper checks and balances in the system.
Looking ahead now, what do you consider the #1 priority, you know, for local government administration in Nigeria? If you think, thinking about the challenges that you have seen in the past 4 years, what do you think must change on a national level?
Well, it's proper. Maybe for me, I think for Lagos is working properly as far as I'm concerned. So I think other states should also emulate what Lagos is doing. I think that would take us away from what is happening in the issue of LG autonomy. Lagos is doing so well. Trust me. I have some other colleagues that have built different estates. So many other people are doing so many things. So I told you earlier, there's a lot of competition amongst us. We were with the governor a couple of days ago, and he was saying you have to do so much for the people of Lagos because they're expecting so much from you. So if every other governor can also be saying things like that to their local government chairman and making sure their funds are released to them, I don't think we'll have any problem at all. We will definitely not have any problem.
Is there any form of collaboration that exists beyond Lagos amongst local government chairmen?
Yes, the Algon, we come together and we speak. But as you said earlier, it has to still depend on the governor, right? The governors should be able to tell the local government chairman, make sure you do as much work to complement what I am doing as a governor. The same way the governor is complementing what the president is doing. So it has to do with everybody. Everybody has to do the work.
Isn't that still giving too much power to the governor? I thought the idea of full autonomy is, you know what, whether the governor plays ball or not, I get the resources and then I can do what the people, the constituents who voted me to power,
as I said,
have asked me to.
As I said earlier, the governor does not interfere in whatever we do at the local government. So that's what I'm saying. If every other state can also emulate that, then there won't be an issue at all. So that's why I said Lagos is a yardstick, right? We do so much work, and the governor, like, he checks us, make sure you do, make sure you work. And then the governor also, that's why you see he comes to also commission those projects, to also see what you're doing. So it's not just leaving us to do our work, no. But there's a lot of synergy between us. And that's why I said every governor should also emulate what Lagos is doing. And Nigeria will be in a better place, far, far better place than we are now.
I remember Mr. President was charging the governors, you know, to be able to give the local government the kind of liberty they need to operate and to impact the people. You've talked about what you've done in the past 4 years. I'm wondering what your priorities are in the second term.
Well, more work. You have to just continue to do more work. You know, the responsibility on local government is now very, very high. And as far as I'm concerned, I'll continue to do my best for my constituents. I have no choice at all. I have no choice.
What kind of collaboration, what kind of engagement should exist? Because most times when we talk to average Nigerians, they will tell you, I don't even know who the councillor is. I don't know who the chairman is. What's the standard practice, you know, of engagement between local government administration and the constituents? Okay,
so this is what I have done, right? There's 132 CDAs in my local government. I visited all the 132 CDAs, and it took me 1 year. And while I was visiting them, I was engaging the people. So, you know, it's a lot of work. Local government governance is not a joke, because people must have access to you. You must also engage with them. So that's how I've been able to achieve all these projects. All these projects I'm talking about is not projects that I'm interested in doing this road. No, I visited those CDAs and they sent me those roads to do for them. And that's what we've been doing. Even transformers, we're doing about 8 transformers to different communities. Millennium Estate, Harmony, different, all of them. And it is what they requested for. So what I did was I sent them a letter of request and they replied me with what they want. And that's how it works. And that's what I've been doing. And that's what I'm going to do this second time as well. What do you need? Write a letter to me so I'll have my evidence that you asked me, you requested for this. So if I'm going to go and campaign to them, you requested for this. So I've done this for you, I've done this for you. I can't do everything. Let me do for some other CDs as well. So that's how I've been able to achieve what I'm doing.
So you do that and then capture it in the budget of the following year?
Oh, exactly. That's what I do. So I don't just do roads. No, it is what they requested for that I work on.
Interesting. I like the way you put it, but I also like to hear from your constituents to see,
yes, they can call in.
No, it's not a call-in show, but we can get feedback.
Yes, I visited 132 cities. I visited all the estates in my area. Yes, sir. I won't say that on live TV if it's not. No, I visited every CDA in my community, 132 CDAs. It took me 1 year to visit them. Yes, and I have the records.
We're wrapping up now. Let us talk about what you think the future of local government administration is in Nigeria. You've talked about how you think Lagos is doing well and how every other state should emulate. But what do you consider the next level of administration in such a way that the people can feel the impact of good governance?
Well, as I said earlier, the most important thing is for all local government chairmen to do as much work as you can. As I said earlier, Lagos is a yardstick. You know, if you go to Ogun State, if you go to other states, you will find out that they are still doing some few complaints about how local governance works in their area. But in Lagos, it's not the same. The competition is very, very high, and I think the governor is doing so well to make sure that we do as much work. I was even with the governor a couple of days ago, and he said, I'm coming to commission, the next project I'm coming to commission in your area, make sure you know, that's the communication we have. You get what I mean? So every governor should also speak to their local government chairman, go and make sure you do as much work as you can. And that's where we can now start talking of what's the next step. You know, if Lagos is working and other states are not working, then there's an issue. But I know Lagos is definitely working as much as we can.
Well, now that we know that Lagos state government doesn't interfere in the funds of local government, then Lagosians can hold their chairman responsible,
of course,
for development in their areas and the kind of things they want to see. It's a good place to live it. I'm sure we continue this conversation subsequently. Executive Chairman, Kusaf Local Government Area Lagos, Ogunlewe, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thanks for having me.
That's our show today, everyone. Remember, you can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.